The proof that you are giving it to your choiceless consciousness is that you are affirming that you, high power, take over. That offering, that affirmation, that statement proves your willingness to not retain, to not cling. So the choicelessness that you are making room for. So eventually you started to release, and you will watch through all that stuff. So the grace of God liberating you from that burden is the same of yourself liberating you from that burden. It's yourself that you have put it, because of your intellect says to you that it is Shiva or is some higher power somewhere else. But it is yourself. So that doesn't matter that you have that reference. What matters is the act of letting go, that puts it in the hands of your choiceless consciousness. Your willingness to watch without prejudice, without sides. You're saying that I'm not taking sides anymore. Take it. Do whatever you want with it. Your problem now. I suffer from this addiction, I suffer from this attachment, I suffer from all that stuff. I give it to you. Your problem now. You're saying that, you're already releasing. Now consciousness will take care. Consciousness will watch through all that stuff coming from your memory. And consciousness choicelessly will take care, because you have already said that you are not taking sides anymore. So you say, God, do whatever you want with it. So it's not the God or the Shiva or Krishna who is doing that work. It's your act of giving that allows your natural being, your consciousness, to take care. And that's why it works. But as I said, responding to Alfonso, the liberation of that stuff happens when that consciousness is actually watching it. And that surrender that you showed, that you turn it on, let's say you started, or you put it in motion, that surrender becomes grace, becomes the feedback, the response from that God principle, which is your own consciousness, is what you experience or call grace. Oh, now it's gone. It is not an exterior agent. But you can say, oh, by grace it has been taken care of course. Because you put it beyond your you put it beyond your sides, beyond your partiality, beyond your ego habit. You were willing to leave it on the plate of the divine, and the divine happens to be your own consciousness. So that your own consciousness is who responds, watching that, and that's grace. That's what you call grace. In terms of duality, that, oh, the higher power has taken care. Well, it's not the higher power, it's the only power, consciousness, that has taken that, because has taken care of that, because itself, consciousness, has said, consciousness disguised as you, as the person, has said, okay, I cannot deal with that myself anymore, it's beyond my possibilities. So that's the devotional the devotional approach. That's how it works. Because the power is one, and is consciousness itself. That consciousness is who is appealed when we call God, when we call the divine, when we call Devi or Shakti or Shiva or Allah or whoever. There's only one power, and it's that all-creating consciousness. Your consciousness of being. That's who takes care. When that consciousness, in the form or in the disguise of the person of you, and that is self-identification, says, I cannot do it anymore. But it's her, it's that consciousness who is doing that. That act of surrender, who else is surrendering? You see? Because there's no person, there's no ego, other than the consciousness itself identified with this body, believing she is Alfred. It's hers, who's playing all the roles. Her is the seeker, her is the bhakta, the devotee, her is the surrenderer, her is the liberator, her is God, her is the dispenser of grace, her is all these roles, consciousness. So that's what bhakti is. Bhakti is that, consciousness assuming these two roles. The ego surrendering, or the person surrendering, and the superpower dispensing grace responding. It's consciousness playing all those roles.